Kia ora koutou katoa, nau mai hara mai ki te ao Hākinakina, your sports show right here on your Tribal Pulse, te kore mako o Taranaki, 94.8 FM and 98.4 FM. Well, he has baseball and softball in his veins, having represented his country whilst also playing the sport he loves over in America, winning multiple awards in the sport and gaining opportunities most would only dream of. He has paved the way for those to follow in his footsteps, and whānau, he has whakapapa ties to Taranaki ki Tonga. No mai hara mai, Mason Carey. How are you, bro?
I'm not too bad, not too bad.
Yeah. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. And thanks for jumping on the show. I'm looking forward to this kōrero, and I'm sure some of our viewers are at home. But before we get started, ko wai koe, no he koe, just a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
So I'm from Wainui. I was born in Wainui. Moved over to the hut. Been in around the hut for a while. Over in Magaraki right now. I've been playing sports all my life pretty much. So I started playing league, and then I went to softball when I was probably 7 or 8, and then just halfway up all the way, and then started playing baseball maybe when I was 11, and then I've just focused on that.
Nice. What was it about? You said you played a bit of league and whatnot, but what was it that kind of attracted you to baseball, to softball first up, and then on to baseball?
So I was playing league with heaps of my mates, and then we all sort of just went. We would have been 7, and then a couple of them went over to softball, and then they were like invited maybe a few of the boys to come over. So that was like T-ballish, and then it might have been, we would have been like 11, 10-ish, and it would have been the first Wellington baseball team to come out, and most of the Hutt Valley Wellington softball boys went over to baseball, so that's sort of the pathway, was everyone from softball.
Awesome, bro. That's awesome, man. Because you hear of softball obviously in New Zealand, but you don't often hear about baseball. Now, who were some of your role models as a youngster, like in the sports? You know, once you started to get into it, who were some of those role models that you're like, man, that guy's good. I want to follow in his footsteps.
I would like the Joel Evans, and like all of my coaches were like top players. So just most of my coaches. There's Tane Mumu. He's a young athlete, probably 21, probably one of the youngest players to go to the Black Sox. And then I watched them grind while I was younger, and then I was like, damn, really want to do that when I'm older. And then crossed over to baseball, and then my first baseball trip to America when I was 11, 12. It's just crazy to see all like the older kids over there playing like college, and then it's just everyone over there is just crazy.
So awesome, man.
Yeah.
That would have been an experience going over there as a young fellow. So, like for baseball, like where can you play baseball in New Zealand? Is it like played everywhere or only in the big cities?
Nah, not really. So Wellington was pretty big when it first started. We would have had maybe 1,000 kids like when it first started, and then it sort of died off. But Auckland's pretty big at it right now. They've got a couple boys going over to college, going overseas for stuff. And then it's really, baseball is just coming back up for Wellington for after we've gone so I've been to Florida last year with a couple of the boys from Wellington for an Australian team, and that was probably what started the Wellington peaking in baseball a little bit more. And then we've taken our own team to Nebraska just now.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah. Some pretty cool trips, I'm sure. So just for our viewers at home, for some that don't know, what's the difference between baseball and softball?
So I usually tell people it's sort of like league and rugby, sort of like the same concept but a little bit different. So in baseball, depending on the age grade, like for New Zealand versus Australia and stuff, for like the World Cup qualifiers, we have to use wood bats, where softball's all metal, all composite, and then the softballs are like big yellow balls. I might have a baseball somewhere, but the baseballs are a lot smaller white balls. And instead of going underarm, you pitch from overarm on a slanted mound. And then baseball is just a lot larger in general.
Wow, and which sport do you prefer to play? Is there any kind of like the players kind of play both, or like what do you prefer?
Usually like I would say our top athletes in baseball all came from softball, all still play softball probably, but I definitely prefer to play baseball. It's just a better challenge, more challenge out in the world than compared to softball, where in New Zealand it's a big challenge, but you can't really go out and get the same challenge as baseball.
Nice, nice. There we have it, whānau. Well, we're having an awesome kōrero here with Mason. Make sure to stay tuned. We're going to go to a short break now and be back shortly to chat some more about the awesome sport of baseball and Mason's journey. Well, we're back, whānau, and we're talking with Mason Carey about baseball and softball and his awesome journey. Now, I want to go right back to the start. So now in 2020, I understand you got to represent New Zealand at the age of 13. Man, that's awesome. Tell us a little bit about that moment and that opportunity when you were that young.
So that was my first time going like overseas for baseball. It would have been 2019, 2020. We went to Branson, Missouri. Crazy park over there. They had based everything off like MLB stadiums, but they had squashed it down to like a junior size. And we got to see like how we got to live in dorms with like Mexico, Japan right next to us. And then it was crazy. The Mexicans were like shaving and we were all 12. And it's like just a huge experience. Get to wear the fern, get to do the haka in front of the whole world and everything. And then it's just like you build mates. I still talk to pretty much our whole team that went over. Still play with a couple of boys from Wellington that went over with us. That was a crazy opportunity.
Wow, what a great experience. I see, on TV it's quite big, isn't it? Those like mini leagues,
Little League.
Little League, that's the one. Yeah, no, they love it over there. Well, you went on to represent New Zealand for the under 15s grade as well, under 18s, under 23s, from 2022 up to 2024. What are some of your highlights playing for your country and representing your nation at this level?
Definitely my first under 18s when we got to do our World Cup qualifier. It was first game, and then I've been decided to lead the haka. That's what I felt so honored. It was an amazing feeling doing it in front of most of every family that was there watching, and then taking it over to Australia to do the same thing. That's probably my favorite part, was doing the haka. And then just playing against Australia and Mexico and all that, it's just like crazy difficult compared to what we play over here. And it's just like the competition is unreal.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Now, I understand you've won a few awards along your way, MVPs. Tell us a little bit about some of the awards and accolades that you've managed to win over your time.
Well, it's been a couple of years, but I've had maybe top batter MVP for my softball team for the last 3-4 years. And then I was nominated as an all-rounder for 4 different sports at the College Sport Wellington Awards. And then while we were over there in Branson when I was younger, must have been gold glove for our team or something like that. Oh no, as a team there was maybe 3 of us, all got gold glove. And then probably just I got last year I shared top sportsman for my school with one of my mates as well. And then just club stuff, sort of just awards, just like MVPs and stuff. It's just great to get those awards and then pass it down to the younger kids who get it, and then just coach them. And that's what I love doing, just coaching the younger kids.
That's really awesome how you love coaching the younger ones and passing on the baton. Hey, passing on the baton is a big thing. So that's really awesome to hear. Now, I heard you were invited to represent Aotearoa in the MLB Nike RBI League and College World Series. which puts you in front of NLB scouts and US college recruiters at the heart of American baseball. Like, man, what was this like?
Oh, it's crazy. It's exciting. You get so nervous. Like playing over here, you probably get the families and everything, and then when you play over there, it's just packed stands, crowds everywhere, and then you just got coaches behind there with like radar guns, seeing how hard you throw, how hard you hit. It's crazy. There's eyes everywhere.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Great stuff. What is it that you love about the sport most, bro? What is it that really kind of makes you want to wake up in the morning and go and hit the ball or go for a throw?
Well, lots of my coaches, and I can definitely agree with them, they say the best feeling in sports is definitely crushing the baseball. Like when you get it perfect and you don't feel a thing and it just flies, it's amazing. And then just building and then just seeing the boys doing the same thing, like a big inning, and you're just hitting. It's amazing.
That's cool. That's cool. Now, how can people, like, for our listeners at home that might be going, "Father, this sounds like a really cool sport." How can they get involved or look into finding a club and stuff?
Definitely lots of softball players. If you know any softball players, they'll definitely know a pathway to baseball. Otherwise, it's depending where you are. Like it's quite hard to, like, if you're down south, it's pretty hard to get into a team. And then in Wellington, you really have to research quite a bit, which kind of sucks because it should be made easy as it's just a sport like everything else where you should be able to just sign up. But it's so little right now that it's kind of hard.
Yeah, 100% agree. It sounds like an amazing sport, and you got me keen and interested, bro. So I might look into it. But so Mason, in terms of your future, you're still very young. What do you hope for the future, for yourself and for the game of baseball here in Aotearoa?
I'm definitely looking forward to the qualifiers, and I think it's 4 or 8 years when the Olympics is in LA, and I think it's Brisbane, where we have a pathway to be able to go to the Olympics for baseball. And our best opportunity is, I think it's in 8 years when it's in Brisbane, where we don't have to verse Australia as they're already qualified. So we only have to verse Guam to qualify for the Olympics. So that would be amazing to represent the country in the Olympics and then get New Zealand actually to a proper pathway to play against the world.
Well, I'm sure you and a few of the boys are already talking about it and putting a plan in place to try and work towards that. So, hey, we look forward to watching your continued journey. It's absolutely outstanding to have you on the show, and know your whakapapa ties up here to Taranaki as well. And we look forward to watching your journey, mate, and we'll get you back on the show once you go and lift that Olympic gold medal.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.